buddies, welcome back to my channel. It is Miss March. I am so happy that you're joining me for this video. Today we're gonna talk about some stuff. No, actually I wasn't even going to record this week. It's been really busy at work and I have a few deadlines and a few things that were making me very stressed, and also I was having issues coming up with an idea, but then I thought, oh, I could do an anti-haul, but there were only 2 products that I was like very sure that I wasn't going to get. So I decided to kind of pivot a little bit, and I found a little bit of time to record this video in which I will tell you why I am not getting the KVD Good Apple Foundation Balm. I think that's what it's called. We'll double check. It'll be okay in the description, and as always, I'll put a picture somewhere. But yes, so I have decided that I'm not getting it. And there's a few reasons why I'm not gonna get it, or why I'm kind of a little bit doubtful of how good it is. But I thought I would also talk a little bit about a trend that I'm seeing, which is this meteoric rise that we see of products on TikTok, but that we don't hear about them very often after that. So I first noticed this actually a couple of weeks ago when it was the Glow Recipe, the toner, the Glow Recipe niacinamide drops, and then the Innisfree Gluey moisturizer, dewy something moisturizer. I can't remember what it's called. And it all started because there was one video of someone saying like, oh, this is what I use and this is how I get my glow, my glow. And it was really funny because to me it was one of those, and I'm not saying that the products don't work, or if they work for you, amazing, but it was one of those instances where I was like, are you really dewy, or is your face just wet? But we saw that, you know, the next day sold out at Sephora, and we had seen something similar happen with the which was it, the NYX lipsticks, the powder foundation from L'Oreal, but it was really quick. And then you see all these videos, and all the videos look the same. And then that was about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we have not heard anything else since then. Although I do have to say that the person that did the first video, she was done on a sort of like webinar kind of thinking, or like online event with Glow Recipe and Sephora. So I think whether it was before she did the first video or after that she got contacted by Glow Recipe, all the power to her. But I think like last week we saw something very similar with the KVD foundation, of, you know, one video happening and then a few big TikTokers doing it and then everyone else doing it. And one thing I noticed is that it's always the same video. You always have, I'm just gonna grab like a brush to simulate it. But basically what you have is, you know, they go like this, and then they go, guys, this is amazing. And like, you haven't put enough power, like product on your face to know if this is amazing or not. They just go like, anyway. So because of that, I was like, this is getting a bit suspicious. And not like they're nefarious things, but I think that there's definitely some kind of like, you know, group mentality that is making us think that all these things are really great. But when I actually looked at the KVD videos, and I, you know, it's hard not to be influenced by it. I mean, they're not called influencers for nothing, but it's hard not to be influenced. But I did notice that, you know, there were some things that were not that great about it, that they didn't look that good to me. And I think that's something we may want to keep an eye on, because I think brands will start using this TikTok like meteoric rises to get the products to sell out. But is there like enough behind this to, you know, behind the fluff, is there enough like good things about the product to sustain it? So yeah, so I thought that was a very interesting phenomenon, and I'm gonna keep on my eye on it, and maybe we'll talk more as I see more things happening with this. But I definitely think that, not to throw shade on like TikTok or anything like that. You know, it's pretty good, but I do think that we might not be getting a realistic thing with the product. Now, that being said, doesn't mean that we get them on YouTube, right? For the KVD foundation, Manny MUA did like a test wear, but like he had been sent all the products by them, and he had a collab with them, and they had a special deal that he was promoting with them. So, you know, everything, we always have to be very careful and look at, you know, where the money is going and what's happening. So in terms of the product itself and why like I don't see myself buying it, at least not in the near future, and definitely no without being able to touch it and swatch it. So the first thing I noticed, first of all, like I have a complex relationship with KVD, and I know that Kat Von D is no longer associated with the brand, but it's still hard. Although I may buy their eyeliner in the next Sephora sale. We'll see. I'm debating it, but I do know that she's no longer associated with the brand, and that, you know, she's not getting the money. They've changed names twice already since, you know, she's left. So I get that. So in that sense, I'm cool. But it's still kind of like, there's some products I still wouldn't buy. I don't know. It just feels weird to me. But besides that, here are some of the things that I found or that I noticed about the foundation that I didn't love. The first one was that the color matching seems really off. And this might not necessarily be a problem. Like, I get it, it's Sephora or Ulta that will be matching you. But they are doing that a lot of times with information that the brand supplies about what the colors are in the on the different foundation shades. And everyone that I've seen do a video, the color matching was terrible. Everyone like was getting colors that were too light, to a point that there was this one girl I saw on TikTok, and she had darker skin, and she did one and she realized it was too light, and then so she went to exchange it, and she found that she needed 4 shades darker. So I think that there is some disconnect between, I think, what they say the colors are and what the colors are. Or I wonder also if it's a difference between when you apply the product and then when it dries. That makes it a little bit different. But definitely everyone I've seen try this foundation has gotten a shade that is too light for them, and sometimes a little bit too yellow too. So that, you know, makes me think that like I could not trust the color matching, and then I would probably need to get more like a different experience and really swatch it and test it. I think like I would need to kind of get a sample or something like that. So that's number one. Number two, that I didn't love is that it looks so cakey. Like, people are putting it on, and I don't know if like maybe we've just gotten used to lighter foundations and also like more buildable foundations, so things that you can start and like build over time, and or not over time, but like, you know, just start putting more product if you feel like you need it. But it's just like it feels too much. And I get it, we used to wear foundation like that a couple of years ago, and some people may need that full coverage foundation. I saw one video with someone who, you know, had some really serious pigmentation issues on their face, and definitely, you know, this would like took out everything, you know, and like gave them like a color corrected complexion. But to me it just looks too thick, to the point that it just looks uncomfortable. And also that like you can tell you're wearing like a ton of foundation, and I think part of it is because it's a balm, and it's just the consistency. It's supposed to be good for people with dry skin, but even then like it feels like too much. But again, like it could be that, you know, some of us are now more into lighter foundations, lighter coverage, or coverage that you can build up, as opposed to like bam, a lot of very, 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 very strong coverage. So I don't think that would be for me either. I've seen some people who have oilier skin test it out, and I loved it because someone tasted, and she said like maybe a couple of hours later, she was like, you can fry eggs on my face right now, because of how oily her face was. So I definitely think that if you have oily skin, it might not work for you. And for that reason, again, like I don't have super oily skin, but I have oily patches of skin. So like, you know, I learned the name of this body part. These are the nasolabial folds. Look at that. Look at that. So I have oily nasolabial folds. So I think, and you know, and I also get like, you know, my foundation, if it's going to break, usually it's around my nose, my chin. So I feel like I would feel very uncomfortable. Whenever I see someone applying it, like I feel the need to kind of like put powder on, because it just looks so thick. I feel like it would be one of those foundations where like you touch something, you know, your face with something, and then like that thing would remain stained. So yeah, so that's another reason why I don't like it. And then my last reason why I'm not getting it is there just doesn't seem to be enough in the package. I've seen a few videos where after, you know, a couple of uses, people hit pan, and yeah, that's not good. Like, you don't want to hit pan after a couple of uses. Like, a good foundation usually should last you a couple of months. So we're just hitting pan on those, and it does feel like it's hard to compare because it's a balm and it's like a solid. It comes in I'm trying to remember what the word. It comes in grams, as opposed to a liquid foundation that comes in like milliliters. So it's kind of hard for us to know like what the exact comparison would be, but I feel like 10 grams is not enough. I think it was 10 grams. I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm just gonna like put it somewhere. But it didn't feel like it was a lot. And definitely it showed when people were using it. So as you know, I like a good bang for my buck. So that sounded weird. So because of that, I don't think it would be good for me. But mainly, like, the texture seemed off, the color matching seemed off, and I feel like there's a lot of hype around it, but I don't really think that it truly lives up to the hype. I think it's just like, you know, the way things on TikTok are going, are getting really popular really quickly because of the format of TikTok and how people interact with products and with content creators on TikTok. I think I've seen 2 videos on YouTube about it. One from Money MUA and one from Soph Does Life, and she was okay. I think she didn't give it a bad review. But to me, again, she put it on and she's a young girl and still looked cakey and thick. And I don't know, to me, it just feels uncomfortable. And I don't know, I think like we've evolved into having makeup products that are not uncomfortable and that are that we are okay having on our skin. So for those reasons, I'm gonna give it a pass. And that's all for today. It's a short video because, you know, that's the time I have this week. I hope you have enjoyed it. I may be doing soon because I'm wearing some of the products that I bought at the L'Oreal sale. So some of them I've been enjoying a lot. So we may be doing a little bit of a get ready with me next week. We'll see what happens. Unless I get like another very important thing I feel the need to tell you. Thank you so much for watching. If you let me know in the comments if you are going to get it or not. If you have heard good things, bad things, some more thoughts. It was effective because it is sold out everywhere. It's sold out at Sephora, all the shades. I think it's sold out at KVD right now. Not KVD, at KVD right now. So it's pretty sold out, but you know, let me know if like you want to get it in the future, what your thoughts are. Have you seen this like phenomenon that I like talked about regarding TikTok and how products work? Have you tried another product that you saw on TikTok and that had this meteoric rise and like you liked it, you didn't like it? Just let me know in the comments. I always love to hear from you, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye.